Hello everyone, welcome to UNC virtual class, and today's lecture I am going to discuss about the core part of the ARM processor field, that's your ARM assembly level programming language. So here is an abstract screen layout which I will discuss in today's class one by one. So now to start the initial concept, that's your introduction about ARM processors. Generally, as we know, the advanced RISC machine or acronym RISC machines that we normally designed by inheriting some features of the RISC machines by using the architectural concept of system on module and system on chip, and specially that to be normally designed for providing a low power consumption devices which is to be portable from one to other location in a convenient purpose. And also this type of processor to be provides when we have to embedding this processor by developing any types of devices, this devices cost that to be very minimum, so that we have used the ARM processors. Then goes to the next concept, that's your assembly level language. As we know, generally in case of computer systems, whenever we have to need for communicating or sharing all over the feelings in between your computer systems, in this case the computer hardware systems that to be require some software, and that software to be normally redesigning by using some languages, by using some methods. In general way, the computer to be understand the machine code language, that's your low level language. Similarly, another type of low level language that is to be called as assembly level language. Here the assembly level language to be normally designed for providing all over the different types of data elements in a convenient purpose executions. That means the assembly level language is a low level language which is used for specific procedures, and also that to be produced by compiling all over the source code of the high level programming language, and also that can be created by consisting by acquiring some different types of abstract data value. And generally the assembly level language also to be provides one type of translator, that is assembler, which is to be normally used for converting all over the high level language data to low level language format as the machine to be interpret. So why we have used the assembly level language concept in case of ARM processors? Because the ARM processor to be initially designed by using the concept of assembly language. That means all over the hardware that to be interacting with each other by consisting all over their different types of system software emulators, which is normally embedded by consisting ARM assembly programming language. So in this case, the ARM processor to be very easily and conveniently to be understand all over the assembly code language. It requires very less time for executing this given job. So for convenient purpose, the ARM processors to be normally use the assembly code for executing different types of user level programs. So that we have used the assembly level concept in case of ARM processors. Now goes to the ARM instruction programming types. That means in which way all over the assembly code that to be embedded with the ARM processor, so that the end user to be very easily interact with the given ARM processor and executing their job in a convenient purpose. Generally in case of ARM processors, that to be provides three methods. What are they? The first one is the data processing instructions. That means, as you know in previous class already I have to explain, in case of data processing instructions, if all over the data that to be role play in between your register to register manipulations, here we have used the concept of data processing instructions. That means whatever the types of data manipulation we have to provide it. That means which type of data we have to execute it. If all over the operands and also their resultant outcomes that to be stored in between your registers, and the operations to be also possible in between the register to registers, here we have used the concept of data processing instructions. That means generally the data processing instructions we have to use in case of arithmetical or logical manipulations, where the data modifications to be possible, but all over the things to be possible in between a register to registers. So that is to be called as data processing instructions. Now goes to the second concept, that's your data transfer instructions. As we know, the data executions to be possible in between your computer systems in case of, especially in case of ARM processor, by using load and store mechanisms. And that load and store mechanism consists to be always the data transfer instructions. That means here the data to be executed in between your register to memory purpose and also memory to register purpose. That means here the operand to be role play in between your register to memory for its job executions. That is to be called as data transfer instructions. Now goes to the next concept, that's your data control instructions. The data control instructions to be provide some constraints, some conditional elements through which all over the memory to memory data executions to be possible by using some conditional codes that may be CPSRs. So here the data control instructions to be executed. So by using these three format, all over the different types of instructions that to be embedding on the format of assembly codes. So now to check how all over the assembly code that to be very easily interpret in between your ARM processors. So how all over the data that to be represented on the format of assembly code through which the ARM processor that to be executed. So first to check in case of data processing instructions. Already I have to explain the data processing instructions means here all over the data or instructions that to be play role in between your register to registers. Here that can be interact with the given memory location. Only the data to be momentum in between your register to registers. But when we have to execute any types of job or instructions by using the data processing concept, here are some protocols, here are some methods or rules. What are they? The first rule here, when we have taking any types of operand or instruction data value, each instruction data value length that's your 32 bit. And after that, the second rule here, whatever the operands we have to take in that to be 32 bit, but whatever the resultant to be comes by calculating all over the operands, then the resultant where to be stored also that's locations size to be 32 bit address. Okay, but there is some exceptional error to be occurs in some stage where in case of multiplications, maybe the multiplications manipulations to be provides the data elements that to be 32 bit long, maybe that to be 64 bit or 128 bit, and how that multiplication data elements to be executed by using the data processing instructions that we will discuss on later class. Okay, so now go to the third rule. In case of register to register manipulations, here always it follows the rules. It compulsory requires 3 registers. 2 registers for the operands and another 2 registers required for the operands and 1 register that to be required for the resultant outcomes storage. So here when the manipulations to be possible, it compulsory requires 3 register locations. So by using these 3 rules, all over the different types of arithmetical and logical expression or instructions that to be embedding with the assembly language and also very convenient way to be executed in between your ARM processor. So now the question arises how the instructions to be represented on the format of assembly language in case of ARM programming concept. In case of ARM programming concept, in general way, whenever we have to rewriting any types of instructions, here the syntax of the given expressions to be represented as their sure of course, and the second one is the operands. As we know, in case of register to register manipulations, that means in case of data processing instructions, it requires 3 register locations. So how the given instructions to be represented on the format of assembly level language. So first it to be rewriting whatever the opcodes, that means whatever the logical expressions. Suppose you have to performing any types of additions, so here the opcode is add. Okay, then after that operand, as we know the addition elements, the addition objective that to be requires 2 operand. By using 2 operands we have to performing the resultant calculations, that's your add. So here the 2 operands, that's your R1 and another one is the R2. That means by using this given 2 operands we have to performing the add resultant manipulation. After manipulating all over the resultant outcomes, it also to be required 1 operands. As already I have to explain, in case of data processing instruction, it requires 3 register locations. So the resultant register locations that always to be represented after the opcodes. That means the rule of the assembly level programming language in case of ARM processor, first we have to rewrite the opcodes, then after that we have to rewriting the resultant register locations, then after that whatever the operands. Then we have to terminate given expression by using your semicolon symbols. But as we know, in case of every programming language, it to be provides another facilities. If the programmer to be required for rewriting any types of data elements for the user convenient purpose itself, that to be also possible. That means if the programmer to be needed for noted down some different types of constant elements for only its understanding, user understanding, which cannot be executed and also which cannot be contain any types of memory space. So here we have to use the concept comments lines. Similarly, in case of assembly level language, if the programmer to be needed for rewriting any types of user level data which cannot be executed and also which cannot be reserved any memory space, that to be possible after the semicolons. That means whatever the logical expressions you have to rewrite, if the programmer to be required for user understanding, for user noted down, that to be rewritten on user format, that to be also possible. That means the meaning of this given statement, that's your R0 equal to R1 plus R2. Okay, that's your format of the given assembly code language in case of ARM programs. So now to check whatever the arithmetical or logical expression or opcodes the ARM assembly language to be provided. But one thing always to be remind, in case of processors, as we know the assembly level language to be normally designed for the specific processors. So here whenever the programmer to be rewriting any types of assembly level language program, here the programmer to be thinks for the individual instruction for every machines. As we know, in case of ARM machines, that to be requires 32-bit instruction length. So here 4 billion number of instructions, machine code instructions or opcodes to be provided for the assembly codes of executions. So here in case of data processing instructions, it to be provides different types of arithmetical or logical opcodes through which all over the data to be executed in between your register to registers. So now to check whatever the arithmetical opcodes to be provided through which different types of arithmetical operations to be performed in case of ARM assembly programming language. So now to check whatever the arithmetical opcodes to be available. So now to check the first arithmetical operation in case of data processing instruction. Arithmetical operations. In case of arithmetical operation, as we know, the arithmetical operators to be provides different types of opcodes like your addition, subtractions, and also different types of addition with carry and subtraction with carry and also reverse subtraction. It provides different types of only arithmetical addition and subtraction mechanisms. As we know, the arithmetical operators that to be requires 2 operand for its manipulations and also 1 operand to be required for the resultant outcome storage. So it always operate by using 2 operands. So what are the opcodes that to be provides? The arithmetical operations to be provides one opcodes. Here first the opcodes, then whatever the examples. Okay, so first opcodes, that's your add. Already I have to explain add opcodes to be used whenever the programmer to be requires any types of arithmetical calculations to be possible, that to be used the add opcodes. That means for examples, how we have to rewriting the given opcodes and the format of instruction expression format. So here in case of examples, that's your add. As we know, in case of assembly code, first we have to rewrite the opcodes, that's your add. Now to store the given, defines the given registers where the resultant outcomes to be storage. Suppose the resultant outcomes to be stored in between your register location R0. Then the second one is the R1 and another one is the R2. That means here R1 and R2, that's your operands raw data, and the R0 where the resultant calculations results to be stored in between these given locations. That means here this expression means that your R0 equal to R1 plus R2. That means Suppose whenever we have to performing any types of data calculations, like your R1 equal to 4 and R2 equal to 2. That means here the resultant outcomes, that's your 6, that to be stored in between your R0 locations. As it explains the data to be momentum in between the register to register locations, so that I have to express all over the data value on the format of registers. And sometimes if any types of literal constants that to be provides, the literal constants that are also to be executed. Now goes to the second, of course, that's your subtraction. That means subtraction of two numbers by using assembly code format. So here how you have to express, first you have to rewriting the given opcodes, that's your subtractions, and when the subtraction resultant calculations to be completed, where the result to be stored, that given locations to be, that's your R0, then R1, after that R2. That means here the R1 and R2 are two operands. After that whatever the resultant to be comes, that to be stored in between your R0. So here R0 equal to R1 minus R2. Okay, now goes to the next opcode, that's your ADC. That means addition with carry. That means whenever we have to performing any types of calculations, arithmetical manipulations, if any types of data to be carry from one register to another registers, here we have used the add carry opcodes. That means suppose you have to performing any types of 8-bit calculations, but the resultant to be comes on the format of 16-bit. So here it use the opcode, that's your ADC. So how we have to representing this given opcode on the format of assembly code. So here first we have to rewriting the given opcode, that's your ADC, then the resultant location, suppose that's your R0, then after that whatever the raw data, that's your operand R1 and R2. Okay, so what is the meaning of this given expressions? That means here the R0 to be storing the resultant calculation of the R1 data and the R2 data with the carry value. That means R0 equal to R1 plus R2 plus C. That means carry. That means we have to manipulate 8-bit data and 16-bit format. Okay, then now goes to the next elements, that's your subtraction with carry. That means whenever we have to performing any types of calculations, if any types of data value carry from one register to another register or one operand to other operands, in this case we have used subtraction carry. So how we have to writing the assembly code format, that's your subtraction carry R0, R1, R2, then after that, that means R0 equal to R1 minus R2, then plus C minus 1. That means here the data value, some data value that to be carry, that to be added with the next operand, but when the data to be added on next operand, the first initial operands that to be decrements their value. So that we have to representing the meaning of this given expression, that's your R0 equal to R1 minus R2 plus C minus 1. Now goes to the next components, that's your reverse subtraction, RSB. That means if the program were to be needed for subtracting any types of data value from R2 to R1, that means suppose data value given, that's your R1 equal to 4 and R2 equal to 5. At the time of executions, the program were to be needed for subtracting the data value from R2 to R1. That means whenever we have to require for subtracting the data value from second operand to first operand, here we have used the RSB of course. So how that to be expressed? RSB, then the resultant locations, after that whatever the data value, that's your R1, R2. But whenever the expressions meanings to be defined, that means the result to be calculated, that means here R0 equal to R2 minus R1. That means when this opcode to be used, it to be subtract the second operand value to first operands. So here is the arithmetical opcodes which is to be used for representing the ARM assembly level programming language executions. Here you check, as already I have to explain, in case of data processing instructions, each instructions to be expressed by using 3 operands, one for resultant locations and another 2 operands for the data elements. So this is the expression of the arithmetical operations. So now to check how all over the logical data to be executed in case of assembly level language format in between your ARM processor. So now to check the logical expressions. So now to check how all over the different types of opcodes, logical opcodes that to be executed by using bitwise logical operations. In case of ARM assembly level programming language, it to be provides 4 types of opcodes, logical opcodes for executing any types of Boolean logical expression on bit by bit format. Generally, in case of ARM assembly language, as we know, all over the data that to be expressed on the format of 32-bit. So how all over the 32-bit that to be individually executed bit by bit format, and that to be provides the resultant outcomes on the format of booleans that to be possible by using your bitwise logical operations. In general way, it to be provides different types of opcodes. So what are the opcodes? The first opcodes in case of Boolean logical expressions, it to be provides one opcode that's your logical, bitwise logical and operators. That means as we know, the bitwise logical operation also to be goes under on data processing instruction. So here it also requires 3 operand location, 3 register locations, 2 register for the data storing and 1 register for the given resultant outcomes. So in case of bitwise logical and operation, it also requires 2 operands. Suppose the 2 operands that to be stored in between your 2 registers, one is the register R1 locations and that's your R2 locations, and whatever the resultant calculations that to be possible by using your AND operators, that resultant elements to be stored in between the given these locations. That means whatever the logical expressions. Suppose the register R1 value that to be stored the bit value that's your 0, and the register R2 that to be storing the register value bit value that's your 0. So here the resultant outcomes to be comes that's your 0. That means by using logical methods. In case of bitwise AND operators, when the data elements to be executed, it check if both the operands to be contains true value, then the resultant outcomes to be true, otherwise that to be 0. That means here the R1 and R2 register that to be that cannot be contains any types of true value, so the resultant outcomes is 0. Then suppose the register R1 value that to be contains the value 0 and the register R2 value that to be contains the value bit that's your 1. Here also the resultant outcomes that's your 0. Then now goes to the next component. Suppose the register R1 that to be contains the register bit that's your 1 and the register R2 that to be contains the bit that's your 0. Here also the resultant outcomes to be 0. Then the next step, as it to be contains 2 operands, so whenever we have to calculate its bit elements, it will be performing the power functions of the given operand. That means as it contains binary numbers, so here the total number of bit elements to be calculated 2 to the power given operand. That means here 4 bits to be calculated. So now goes to the next component. Suppose the R1 register to be contains bit 1 and the register R2 that to be contains the bit is 1. So here the resultant outcomes is that's your 1. That means in case of logical and operations, we have to, whenever we have to performing any types of calculations, it check if both the operands to be contains non-zero elements, then the resultants that's to be true or non-zero, otherwise that to be zero's value. So how this given expressions to be expressed on the format of assembly level language. So how, as we know, in case of assembly code language, ARM assembly code language, it first to be expressed whatever the opcode. So here the opcode is and then after that we have to give hints whatever the resultant locations. Suppose that's your resultant locations, that's your R0. Then after that whatever the data we have to take in. That means R1 comma R2. That means here R0 equal to R1 and R2. Okay. Then now goes to the next components, next of course, that's your logical OR. In case of logical OR manipulations, if we have to calculate it, in this case, the logical OR statements to be changed. That means in case of logical OR, all over the data bit value to be calculated by using logical OR rules. That means if any one of the operands that to be contains any types of non-zero value, then the resultant outcomes to be non-zero, otherwise that to be zeros. That means here this given register elements, if we have to calculate it by using your logical OR, in this case if the register R1 that to be holds zeros value and the register R2 that to be holds the zeros value, that means here there is no non-zero elements to be contained, so the resultant outcomes is 0. Then check the next concept. In this case here the two registers to be contains one 0 value and another one is the non-zero value. As the logical OR rules to be specifies, if any one of the operand to be contains true value or non-zero value, the resultant outcomes to be 1 or non-zero. In this case also same, as it here contains one non-zero value, and in this case also same, as it contains both the non-zero elements value 1. So how these expressions to be expressed on the format of assembly code? First we have to rewriting the given opcodes, then the resultant locations, after that the first operand, then second operands. Then we have rewriting the comments lines. That means here R1, then logical OR, after that we have to rewriting the concept R2. Okay, as here that to be expressed on the format of bitwise, so that to be represented R0 equal to R1, then bitwise operators, then R2. Now goes to the next concept, that's your exclusive OR. Exclusive OR. That means when this opcode to be executed, how all over the bit by bit data that to be executed. If suppose we have to take given these two registers and also all over the given two input data value. So what are the resultant outcomes to be performed in case of exclusive OR? In case of logical exclusive OR, that to be provides one protocols if both the operands to be contain similar types of data value. That means if both the elements to be contains non-zero value, then the resultant outcomes to be zeros. If both the elements to be contains zeros value, then also the resultant outcomes to be 0. Otherwise that to be gives the resultant outcomes to be 1. That means if both the elements to be contain similar types of value, here the register R1 and also R2 that to be contains similar types of value, so that the resultant outcomes that's your 0. Here the two register value that to be contains two different value, so that the resultant outcomes that's your 1. So how these expressions to be represented? That's your exclusive OR R0, R1, then R2. That means here R0 equal to R1 exclusive OR R2. Okay, so this is the expression of the exclusive OR. Another one important opcodes that to be added in case of ARM processor code, that's your bit clear, BIC. That means bit clear. Whenever we have to execute any types of data elements by complementing the second operand with the first operand, in this case we have used the bit clear opcodes. That means when the bit clear mechanisms to be used, opcodes to be used, suppose bit clear R0, R1, R2. That means here R1 that to be performing bitwise and operation with the negation of R2 registers, and whatever the data that to be stored in between the locations, that's your R0. That means suppose we have to take given these expressions. Suppose these two expressions that to be contains to register value and bit by bit format. Here the register R1 value that's to be first operand and the register R2 that's your second operand's value. So as in case of bit clear that to be provides one rules. Whenever we have to performing any types of calculations, first we have to finding the negation of the R2 value. Negation means the opposite value of the R2. Here as it contains the R2 value 0, so opposite of R2 register value that's your 1. The opposite value of 1 that's your 0. The opposite value of 0 that's your 1. Then the opposite value of 1 that's your 0. That means the negation of R2. After that, when the negation register 2 value to be detected, then we have to performing the logical AND operations. As we know, in case of logical and operations, if both the operand to be contains non-zero elements, then the resultant outcomes to be non-zero, otherwise zeros. So now to check the first elements, now to performing the logical and operations. Here the first operands to be contains the data bit that shows 0 and the second bit that to be contains 1. That means both the elements have not non-zero. So the resultant outcomes is 0. Now check the second bit. Here the register R1 to be contains the data bits that shows 0 and the second register bit that to be contains 0. That means in this case also that two register cannot be contains similar non-zero elements. So that here the resultant outcomes also to be 0. Now to check the next elements. Here the register R1 contains the data bit that shows 1 and here the negation of R2 that to be contains the data bit is 1. That means here both the operand to be contains non-zero value. So obviously the resultant outcomes that shows non-zero. Now goes to the next elements. So here the register R1 to be contains the data bits that shows 1 and the negation R2 bit that to be contains bit 0. So here the resultant outcomes is 0 as it contains all about the data value that to be different in natures. So this is the outcomes of the bit clear mechanisms. So for today's class this is all about. If any doubt or conflict in your mind, then you can ask me with the help of comment box. That's all. Thank you.